Hi everyone, this time in our toolbox videos we're going to be thinking about how to pray for the lost. Because I've heard lots of amazing teaching on how to share your faith with friends and family who aren't yet believers, but I don't think I've ever heard any teaching on how we should pray for those friends and family. And maybe that's because it's thought to be obvious what we should pray for, but I've found that learning and copying the prayers we find in the Bible for the lost are a useful and effective tool in my own prayer life. So, how does the Bible teach us to pray for those who don't yet follow Jesus? First, pray for the work of the Spirit in the hearts and minds of those around us. When we long to see someone come to Christ, one of the most important things that we can do is pray for them and invite God to do what we can't. Only He can reach the inner workings of a person's heart and mind. He can soften the heart, bend the stubborn will, open the closed mind, challenge the long-held prejudices, and heal the painful memories that are inaccessible to us. Jesus says in John 6, "No man can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him." So firstly, let's pray that God would move in their hearts and minds to draw them towards Himself. Secondly, pray for opportunities for us to make the gospel known. When Paul asked the Colossians to pray for his ministry in Colossians 4 verse 3, he asked them to pray that God will open a door for our message so that we may proclaim the mystery of Christ. We don't need to try and force the gospel on friends and family who aren't yet ready to listen, but we can pray that God would open those doors in His perfect timing. And when He does provide an opportunity, we'll be ready to take it because we've been praying for it, and so we'll be expecting it. Sometimes it kind of feels like a treasure hunt. I can see God provide opportunities all around me in conversations and life events, and so I'm praying in my head at the time, God, is this you teeing me up here? With certain loved ones, though, it feels like God is very slow to give us opportunities, and sometimes we can doubt that God will ever answer our cries. But we can remember that God is eager to save, more eager than we are, and we must persevere when our prayers are slow in being fulfilled. Thirdly, pray for yourself for courage. Paul in Ephesians 6 asks the church to pray for his ministry. He says, "Pray also for me, that whenever I open my mouth, words may be given me so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should." Sometimes we can think of Paul as this outrageously bold and fearless man, but he needed God's help to have courage just as much as we do. He was not a super evangelist, always eager to witness without hesitation or ambivalence. He sometimes too wrestled with the effort of getting into a long conversation with people. At the end of the day, Paul was just a man and he struggled just like we do. But isn't it great that we can be honest with our fears before God? I really believe that God is delighted when we acknowledge our weakness before Him and humbly ask for His help. So, pray for yourself for courage. And finally, pray for clarity. Paul, after asking the Colossians to pray for opportunities for him to share the gospel, adds one more prayer request. He says, "Pray that I might proclaim the gospel clearly as I should." Have you ever struggled with knowing what to say to someone when they ask you a difficult question, or stumbled over your words as you've attempted to explain a simple gospel outline? We can often struggle to be clear as we communicate things that are important to us. Even the best communicators, like Paul, who wrote some pretty impressively coherent words in the New Testament, can struggle to present things clearly. Jesus says in John 12, "I do not speak of my own accord, but the Father who sent me commanded me what to say and how to say it. Whatever I say is what the Father has told me to say." If Jesus needed the Father's help in what to say, we do too, and we can ask for his help in our communication. He will help us. So, those are the 4 prayers that you can keep in your toolbox. Pray for the work of the Spirit in people's hearts and minds. Pray for opportunities for us. Pray for courage for us. And finally, pray for clarity for us. Thanks for listening.